David. Hold your posture and your pose just for a moment or two, and then kind of remember it and copy that. Whatever that felt like, you want to duplicate.
Do you see Pete?
Felt like what you wanted.
I'm going to compare your putting stroke to Tiger Woods, who's considered being one of the best putters of all time. First, let's look at the setup. Tiger has his elbows slightly tucked into his sides. His hands are right in front of the body. He's got like the letter Y formed with it. Plays the ball just left of center, closer to his, a little bit closer to his left foot, and that'll be the most common. Your arms are very much like Tiger's. You have your elbows tucked. The one thing that is certainly different here is your ball position. You have it way on your back foot, and you're hitting down on the ball with that setup. The research now says that you should hit fairly level, if not slightly upward on the ball to give it a better positive roll. So in terms of your setup, I probably would experiment a little bit and practice with some other ball positions. You might even consider widening your stance slightly. But I'd play the ball more in the middle of your stance here for a while and get comfortable with that. Now we'll look at Tiger's stroke. I'm not exactly sure how long the putt is, but for this particular putt, it takes it back just past the foot. Now as he makes contact, you can see that he has his eyes still straight down. So he keeps his eyes still down. He hasn't turned to look at the ball roll away. The ball is now leaving the view of the camera. His putter is also, he's come to a complete finish with his putter. And he will hold his posture, his form. He'll hold the finish. He'll keep his putter right there when he turns. Then he'll start to turn to look where the ball went. But while he's turning, he does not lift up, stand up. He doesn't change the putter's position. He's not recoiling. You're not seeing him recoil this putter back. He's holding his finish. So that's what we worked on, the putt. And then you hold your finish and your eyes on the ground and your posture, and then you can look. Putt, hold, look. Now as you take it back, you can see how you have turned and you're looking, you're following the ball with your eyes, you're standing up, you've already lost your posture, your spine angle, and then you're recoiling the putter back. So those are the things we worked on, is to try to get you to have a more professional putting stroke. So now let's look at how your putting stroke changed at the end of the session. Okay, now we're going to compare the before and after we worked on some of these adjustments to your putting technique. First, I'm going to repeat the one on the left. You can see already that your feet are a little closer together on the left when you started, but we widened that stance a little bit and we moved the ball more to the middle of your stance. And as you took it back, as you hit the ball, you can see how your eyes immediately turn, your head is turning. As the putter is still going through the ball, you're already standing up and lifting. Now your putter has come to a complete stop here, but you start to recoil that putter back. Now let's look at how you made the adjustment. As you go back, at this point your eyes are down, putter's almost to the finishing point, and you're still looking down. Very good, very good. So that's a big improvement. You're now doing the putt, hold, and look. You're holding your posture. You're not standing up early. I want you to continue to practice that way until it's really comfortable and it's just natural for you. You've got to make this a natural way of feeling when you're over a putt. I like the wider stance. I like the ball in the middle. Putt, hold, look. Very good.
Good. Much better. Good. Nice clean shot. So feet are close together. You're going to feel like you're maybe 60 or 70% of your weight on your left side. Hands are slightly in front and stay there during the stroke. Very clean hit. See how cleaner those are, David? Good. That's really good, David. Yeah. Not bad. So we made two changes, left hand grip change. We're continuing to hit with a 10-finger grip, but we're trying to stabilize ourselves on that left side and just take it right to the inside with our backswing right away. I didn't see it, but you're looking straight. Is that good?
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. We like that. So that slice may be permanently gone now. I'm first going to look at you in the impact position because it's the most important. Everything the ball does, how far it goes, how high it goes, how much it spins and curves, is a direct response to the laws of physics in motion at the brief moment of impact. On the left is Tiger hitting an iron. This is video I took at last year's US Open. On the right is Grant Wade hitting the driver. Grant was a PGA Tour player during the 90s and now is one of the top instructors of tour players. Grant's teaching partner is a good friend of mine, Joe Mayo, who lives in Las Vegas. Grant was considered by many as having one of the best and most fundamentally sound golf swings. At impact, they both have the majority of their weight on the left side. In fact, the average pro will have 85 to 90% of their weight on the left side at impact. I've drawn a red box from the center of their ankles to the top of their head, and you can see that the red line off their left foot is passing right through their belt buckle, showing how the center of their mass is right on top of their left foot. They both have extended arms through impact. Their elbows are close together and not separating. Having extended arms and weight forward allows them to control the low point of their arc of their swing. When hitting the iron, this fundamental allows the placement of the low point to be in front of the ball, so that they hit the ball first and then the ground, producing the maximum compression of the golf ball. These fundamentals also allows for the highest level of consistency in controlling the face angle and club path during impact, so that you in turn have the highest level of consistency in hitting whatever optimal ball flight you want.
Okay, so if you hit this ball, okay, where would the divot be?
Divot's going to be in front of the line.
Okay. And if you stood here all day and hit balls, how many times would the divot be behind that line?
0.
0, right.
One of the first things I look for at the impact position is weight distribution compared to what the pros are. Now you can see how Tiger has the majority of his weight on his left side, and you are more 50-50. The red line off of Tiger's left foot is passing right through his center of his hips, and it's on the left side of your body. So one of the things that would help you hit the drive a little bit better, and it would also help you prevent the slice, is to get more weight on your left side before you hit the ball. The more you can move to the left, the easier it is to swing out to the right. And that's what it requires in order to get a pathway that causes a draw. Second thing that I focus on is the arm position. And you can see how Tiger has very extended arms at impact. And you have bent elbows. And so we need to learn how to swing with extended arms, keeping our elbows close to each other, not let them separate. Now I'm going to move you post-impact. Let's do Tiger first. Now when Tiger's in the final position, there's two checkpoints that I look for. I like to draw a line from the center of the ankle straight up and see if it's going right through the middle of his body, and it is. Second thing I look for is, what does this back foot look like? He has so much weight on his left leg, he could literally lift the foot up and tap his toe. He has 99% of his weight on his left side. So if I drew a line straight up, you can see how you're still hanging back, and this foot, a little more weight on your back foot because you're kind of falling back slightly, and you're not getting your hips and your center of your body on top of that left foot completely. That's something I'm going to show you how to do. You'll pick that up in the first session. And you will swing and move to this pro finish. Once you teach your subconscious mind where you want to end up at the end of the swing, the subconscious mind will start making adjustments and changes in the fundamentals during the swing so that it helps you arrive at this final pro finish. Now let's look at some of the things that you do prior to impact that negatively influences your ability to arrive at a fundamentally sound impact position. Here we are at the beginning of the swing, the setup, and Tiger has nice extension in his arms. And your arms are in pretty good position also. They're nice and extended. A lot of that left arm difference is because of the weaker grip that you have in this picture. This is before I made a grip change. So that's why we're seeing a little bit of a difference right now. The other thing that I'm going to look at in your setup is where you set your weight to begin with. When I look at the box, I can see Tiger's left hip outside the box on the left-hand side toward the target. And so he has a little bit more weight on his left side than he does his right. So he has about 55% of his weight on his left side and 45% on his right side. You are sitting back slightly into your right leg, so you have maybe 55% of your weight on your right side and 45% on your left side. So you have that reversed in terms of what Tiger is doing. Tiger's kind of in a little mini impact position. You can see how there's a shaft lean that Tiger has that you do not have. So your low point is basically right where the golf ball is. You would have to be swinging level right here and not down. Tiger's going to be hitting down into that golf ball, and you're going to be swinging level. And that's going to cause all kinds of problems and good contact. So those are things that I would show you how to do, how to set up with more weight on your left side, and how to keep it there in your backswing. We'll take it to the 3 position. This is when the left arm is parallel to the ground. So when Tiger's upper arm and forearm are in a straight line, if I drew a straight line from the elbow to your wrist, you can see how you've bent that elbow here, so you don't really have a straight left arm in your backswing. Again, that's mostly because of the way you grip it with your left hand. Once you get comfortable with that new left hand grip, it'll be easier for you to get a solid extension in your left arm and have more power that way. Second thing I want to point out that I look for in the 3 position. Now we'll look at the weight distribution. Tiger has more weight on his left side than he does his right side. You can see how his left hip is outside the box, or his left knee is right on the line of the box, right on top of his foot. And so his golf swing is a rotation around a stable axis, and that axis is off his left side. He's not swaying to the right. There's no value in going to the right because you have to have 90% of your weight on your left foot at impact. And so the more you move to the right, the more difficult it is to arrive at an optimal position of 90% of your weight on your left side. So you want to stabilize your golf circle and rotate around a stable left side so that you can arrive at impact in the same spot every time. So one of the things that we'll work on next time we meet, we're going to improve your finish so that you have a full finish to the left side, and we're going to work on a new way of taking the club back so that you don't sway to the right in your backswing. We're going to make sure that we reinforce the change of your left hand that we did, and you hit the driver much better with that grip change. You still had some issues with the iron, so we're going to look at that as well. I like all of my students to have one short game project and one full swing project. And we would spend a little bit of time on the chipping and pitching technique and make that better. That will be your short game project. I'm okay with you practicing on your own with the putting. But your full swing project will be what we'll work on most. And it'll be these fundamentals, and it would apply to both driver and iron. So that'll be the next piece that we work on, and that we rebuild and reshape your golf swing so that it's more fundamentally sound. I want to get you shooting in the 80s as quickly as possible.